March 8, 1971. The U.S. government wants Muhammad Ali to lose. They've planned it, they've rigged it, but Ali doesn't know he's walking into a trap. This is that story. Forget everything you know about Muhammad Ali. Forget the rope-a-dope. Forget float like a butterfly. We're going back to the darkest moment of his career. The moment when the most powerful government on earth tried to break him. Not just defeat him, destroy him completely. Because here's what they don't teach you in school. Muhammad Ali didn't just fight boxers. He fought the FBI, the CIA, the U.S. military, and politicians who wanted him erased from history. They took his prime years. They took his championship. They took his money, but they couldn't take his spirit. And when Ali came back from exile, they had one final plan. Make sure he never wins again. Make sure the world forgets he was ever great. Make sure his message dies with his career. This is the story of how Muhammad Ali fought the United States government and won. Not in a courtroom, in a boxing ring. Get ready, because what you're about to hear will change how you see sports, politics, and power forever. Let's go back to 1967. Muhammad Ali is 25 years old and the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. He's undefeated, unstoppable, the fastest, most talented boxer anyone has ever seen. He's making millions. He's dating the most beautiful women. He's on top of the world. Then the U.S. government sends him a letter. It says, report for military induction. You're going to Vietnam. Now, here's what you need to understand about Vietnam in 1967. It's not a popular war. Young men are dying in jungles for a cause nobody can explain. Black soldiers are dying at twice the rate of white soldiers. They're fighting for freedom in Vietnam while being denied basic rights in America. And the government wants Muhammad Ali, the most famous black man in America, to put on a uniform, smile for cameras, and tell young black men to go die in this war. Ali says no, not quietly, not politely. He holds a press conference and says the words that will haunt him forever. I ain't got no quarrel with them Viet Cong. No Viet Cong ever called me a nigger. The reaction is instant and brutal. Within 1 hour, the New York State Athletic Commission strips his boxing license. Within 24 hours, every state follows. His passport is revoked. His title is taken. He faces 5 years in federal prison and a $10,000 fine. But it gets worse. The FBI opens a file on Ali. They tap his phones. They follow him everywhere. They investigate everyone he talks to. FBI Director J. Edgar Hoover personally orders surveillance on Ali because he believes Ali is dangerous. Not physically dangerous, ideologically dangerous. Because Ali isn't just refusing the draft. He's giving speeches on college campuses. He's inspiring young people to question authority. He's saying things like, why should black people fight in a white man's war? And thousands of young Americans, black and white, are listening. The government realizes they have a problem. They can't just arrest Ali and make him disappear. He's too famous, too influential. So they devise a different strategy. Destroy his reputation. Make him a villain. Make Americans hate him. Newspaper columnists call him a coward and a traitor. Politicians demand he be imprisoned immediately. Even other athletes turn against him. Joe Louis Ali's childhood hero says Ali is a disgrace to boxing. Jackie Robinson says Ali is hurting the civil rights movement. Ali is banned from boxing for 3.5 years. From age 25 to 28, the absolute prime years for a heavyweight boxer. The years when reflexes are sharpest, speed is fastest, power is greatest. The government is stealing these years on purpose. They want Ali to come back broken, old, slow, irrelevant. They want the world to forget he was ever the greatest. But here's where it gets really dark. Because during those 3.5 years of exile, something strange happens. While Ali is banned from boxing, another fighter rises to prominence. Joe Frazier. Frazier is everything Ali is not. Quiet, humble, obedient. He never speaks out against the war. He never challenges the government. He's the good Negro that white America can support. And conveniently, while Ali is banned, Frazier wins the heavyweight championship. Now, some people believe this was planned, that the boxing establishment closely connected to political power deliberately promoted Frazier while Ali was gone. Because when Ali came back, they wanted him to face someone unbeatable. They wanted Ali to lose publicly and humiliatingly. In 1970, Ali is finally allowed to fight again. But here's the catch. He has to fight in Atlanta, Georgia, the Deep South, the land of segregation and racism, the state that hates Ali more than anywhere else in America. It's a symbolic humiliation. Ali wins his first fight back, then his second. He's slower than before, you can see it. The 3 years away damaged his legs, but he's still dangerous, still charismatic, still preaching his message. The boxing world panics. Ali is supposed to be finished. Instead, he's coming back. So they accelerate their plan. They arrange the biggest fight in history, Muhammad Ali versus Joe Frazier. March 8, 1971. Madison Square Garden. They call it the fight of the century, but really it's a political statement. The rebellious Ali versus the patriotic Frazier. The draft dodger versus the loyal American. The villain versus the hero. The government wants Ali to lose. They need him to lose. Because if Ali wins, it proves you can stand up to power and survive. It proves you can sacrifice everything for your principles and still come out on top. That's a dangerous message. The build-up to the fight is ugly. Ali, trying to promote the fight and get in Frazier's head, says horrible things. He calls Frazier ugly, stupid, a pawn of white America. He calls him a gorilla and an Uncle Tom. It's psychological warfare, the same tactics Ali used against Sonny Liston. Break them mentally before you fight them physically. But Frazier doesn't break. He gets angry, really angry. He takes every insult personally. Years later, Frazier will say he never forgave Ali for those words, that they hurt worse than any punch, and he's going to make Ali pay for every insult. But here's what Ali doesn't know. The deck is stacked against him in ways beyond just Frazier's anger. First, the referee assigned to the fight, Arthur Mercante, is known for favoring aggressive, come-forward fighters. That's Frazier's style, not Ali's. Every close round will likely go to Frazier. Second, Ali's corner isn't properly prepared. His legendary trainer, Angelo Dundee, is there, but Ali also has hangers-on in his Corner Nation of Islam members who don't know boxing. They're taking up space that should be used by cutmen and strategists. Third, Ali's training has been inconsistent. During his exile, he couldn't spar properly. He couldn't maintain his conditioning. He's coming into this fight after only 8 comeback fights. Frazier has been fighting continuously, staying sharp. But the biggest problem? Ali believes his own hype. He thinks he's still the same fighter from 1967. He thinks he can dance for 15 rounds like he used to. He doesn't realize his legs are gone, that those 3 stolen years took something from him he can never get back. The night of the fight, 2,455 people pack Madison Square Garden. They pay a record $1.35 million in ticket sales. Another 300 million people watch on closed-circuit television worldwide. It's the most-watched sporting event in history at that time. Frank Sinatra is at ringside taking photographs for Life magazine. Dustin Hoffman, Bill Cosby, Woody Allen, Barbra Streisand. Every celebrity in America is there. The energy is electric. Half the crowd wants Ali destroyed. Half the crowd wants him vindicated. In the dressing room before the fight, Ali is unusually quiet. His hands are shaking slightly when the gloves are put on. He's nervous. He knows this isn't just a boxing match. This is Judgment Day. Round 1. The bell rings. Ali comes out dancing, throwing jabs. He looks fast. Looks good. He's talking to Frazier. "You can't hit me, chump. I'm too fast for you." But by round 3, you can see it. Ali's legs aren't moving like they used to. He's a half step slower. And Frazier, who fights like a machine, constant pressure, never stopping, is walking through Ali's punches. Round 4. Frazier lands a massive left hook to Ali's jaw. Ali's head snaps back. The crowd gasps. That punch would have knocked out most fighters. Ali shakes it off, but something changes in his eyes. Fear, realization. This isn't going to be easy. Round 5, 6, 7. Frazier is winning. He's landing the harder punches, cutting off the ring, making Ali fight going backward. Everything Ali hates. The judges are scoring rounds for Frazier. The government's plan is working. But Ali is tough, tougher than anyone knew. He absorbs punishment that would kill ordinary men and keeps fighting. He can't dance anymore, so he stands and trades punches. It becomes a brutal, exhausting war of attrition. Round 9. Ali has a big round. He hurts Frazier with combinations. For a moment, it looks like Ali might take over. The crowd, even the ones who hate him, starts cheering, because nobody can deny his courage. But Frazier doesn't stop, never stops. He's like a horror movie villain. Every time Ali thinks he's hurt him, Frazier comes forward, relentless, unstoppable. Round 11. Both men are exhausted. Ali's face is swelling. Frazier's face is lumpy and grotesque. They're fighting on pure willpower now. The boxing technique is gone. It's just two warriors trying to destroy each other. Round 15, the final round. Both men know the fight is close. Whoever wins this round might win the fight. Ali is tired, so tired. But he starts dancing again, trying to impress the judges, showing he still has something left. Then with 1 minute and 49 seconds left in the fight, Frazier lands it. A perfect left hook, the best punch of his life. It catches Ali flush on the jaw. Ali goes down, falls flat on his back. The crowd explodes. Ali, the man who has never been knocked down in his professional career, is on the canvas. He gets up at the count of 4. His pride won't let him stay down. He finishes the round on his feet. But everyone knows. He lost. The decision is unanimous. Joe Frazier wins. The government got what they wanted. Ali, the rebellious symbol of resistance, has been defeated, humiliated, knocked down in front of the world. In the locker room after the fight, Ali's face is grotesquely swollen. His jaw is so damaged he can barely speak. Hospital doctors later discover it might be broken. He's urinating blood from body shots. He can barely walk. But the physical damage isn't the worst part. The media destroys him. Newspaper headlines mock him. The mouth that roared is shut. Ali gets his comeuppance. The draft dodger gets what he deserves. Some journalists write that karma caught up to Ali, that he deserved to lose for disrespecting America, that this proves rebels always fail in the end. For weeks, Ali is depressed. He stays home, doesn't do interviews, doesn't train. For the first time in his life, he wonders if they were right, if fighting the government was a mistake, if he should have just shut up and fought in Vietnam. But then something happens. Letters start arriving at his house. Thousands of them. From college students, from Vietnam veterans who agree with his stance, from Black Americans who say Ali inspired them, from people around the world who say Ali's courage gave them courage. And Ali realizes he didn't lose. He lost a fight, but he won something bigger. He proved you can stand for your principles and survive, that the government can take everything from you, your title, your money, your prime years, but they can't take your dignity. The Supreme Court overturns his conviction in June 1971, just 3 months after the Frazier fight. Ali was right all along. The government was wrong. History will remember that. But Ali isn't done. Because remember, he's Muhammad Ali, and Ali doesn't accept defeat. Over the next 3 years, Ali fights his way back. He beats everyone they put in front of him. He avenges his loss to Frazier in a rematch. He becomes a better fighter, not faster, but smarter, more tactical, more resilient. And in 1974, he gets his chance at redemption. George Foreman. The most terrifying heavyweight of all time is the champion. Foreman destroyed Joe Frazier in 2 rounds. He's undefeated, unstoppable. Everyone believes Ali is too old, too slow, too damaged to win. The government isn't openly against Ali anymore. The political climate has changed, but the boxing establishment still wants him to lose. They want to prove the exile broke him permanently. October 30th, 1974, Kinshasa, Zaire. The rumble in the jungle. Ali does the impossible. He beats George Foreman using the rope-a-dope strategy. At 32 years old, 7 years after they stripped his title, Ali is heavyweight champion of the world again. It's one of the greatest comebacks in sports history, but more than that, it's proof that standing for something is worth everything, that you can sacrifice your prime years for your principles and still triumph in the end. The government tried to destroy Muhammad Ali. They took his title, his license, his money, his prime years. They put him on trial, they surveilled him, they turned public opinion against him. They arranged for him to be humiliated in the ring, and Ali survived all of it. He came back stronger, more beloved, more respected, because people recognize courage when they see it. And Muhammad Ali had more courage than anyone. Today, Muhammad Ali is remembered as a hero. His stance against the Vietnam War is seen as prophetic. His willingness to sacrifice everything for his beliefs is seen as inspiring. Even people who hated him in the 1960s admit they were wrong. But here's what we can't forget. It wasn't always this way. For years, Ali was vilified, hated, targeted by his own government. They tried to erase him, and they almost succeeded. The fight of the century, Ali versus Frazier in 1971, was supposed to be the end of Muhammad Ali's career and message. It was supposed to prove that rebels always lose, that you can't fight the system and win. But Ali proved something else. You can lose a battle and still win the war. You can get knocked down and still be the greatest. You can stand alone against power and change the world. Muhammad Ali wasn't just a boxer, he was a revolutionary. And the fact that the government feared him, so much feared him enough to steal his prime years, to orchestrate his defeat, to try to break his spirit proves how powerful he really was. They wanted to destroy him. Instead, they made him immortal. If this story opened your eyes to the real fight Muhammad Ali was in, subscribe for more untold stories about legends who stood up to power. Like if you believe Ali's courage changed history. Comment below, would you sacrifice everything for what you believe in? Let's honor the greatest by remembering what he really fought for.